I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in. I'll be watching roll away again. I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Hi guys, this is How to Play Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. Absolutely beautiful song, including the new B7 chord, which we've just learnt earlier on in my beginner's course in the previous video of this playlist. This is around about, at least approaching grade 2. So this isn't a very easy song. There's a whole bunch of songs from taking you from absolute beginner up to this point already on my website, which is in the description below. It's andyguitar.co.uk, and I highly recommend that you check out plenty of those videos and make sure you're fully ready to take on this, because there's a few tricky chord changes, and this song is a little bit sophisticated in the sound of it and the structure. So we've got 3 different sections to this song. And let's make a start. If you choose to take on this song, you have been warned. Starting off on a G major chord. Your intro has no vocals and it's just 4 bars of G. Now I'm using, and I would recommend that you use, the strumming pattern, which would be down, down, up, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down, to a count of 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. This is the strumming pattern that's used in the song. It's a slightly more advanced version of the just downs and ups 8th strumming that we've done in previous videos, but we're missing out a couple of strums, actually to make it easier for your changes, because we're going to be pretty much changing chord every bar. If you'd like to click the link in the description to my website, where it will show you the chord sequence for this song, highly recommend you have that chord sheet in front of you where you do this. This video is embedded on that page, so you'll still be able to view everything from where you're at now if you choose to do that. So 4 bars of G for your intro. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, great opportunity just to get used to that strumming pattern first of all. We'll learn the rest of the chords from there, but let's just play along to this intro for now. Down, down, up, down, in, 2, 3, 4. G, down, up, down, 2, 2, and 3, and 4. 3, and 4. 2, and 3, and 4. And pause there. That takes us up to our verse, where we have a G major again for a bar, then your new B7 chord if you've been doing my beginner's course. So very tricky change, we worked on it in the previous video. There's no real anchor finger, you've just got to lift off and have that change drilled a little bit before we go for it. Then we have a bar of C. Again, not the easiest of changes, but that's what makes this kind of a grade 2 song. And finally, an A major. Some of you watching may have not done my beginner's course, so you'll be doing an A major like this, or with a flat first finger. Any of those A's are totally fine. There's no real preference from one or the other, because we're always lifting off all your fingers and then putting them back down for the next chord, not using the anchor finger idea on this one. That routine happens twice, so that would be the 2nd and 3rd line of chords on your chord sheet. Going over the lyrics. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. So let's do that a couple of times together. Because they're tricky chords, just 1 strum per chord. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Sitting in the morning, B7. And a C, straight to an A, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4, B7. And a C, straight to an A. Okay? So, not easy chords. If you're really struggling at this point, check out any song that's in the previous stages on my website. There'll be a link on the description or in the video here to a big list of all my beginners course. You'll be able to see where this is. I think it's about stage part 8 or something like that. And then you'll be able to find a song that's more appropriate for your level. It's just a catalogue of all the beginners course lessons I have on YouTube. From there, your chorus is, again, kind of sounding pretty sophisticated. We've got a G major to an E major. And if you have done any other songs that start off in G, that are in the key of G, you'd probably gone to an E minor in the past for Songbird or That's Entertainment, or a whole bunch of songs use G to E minor. This song goes G to E major. So we don't have to stick to the chords that we've done in previous songs, but you got to be a little bit careful about how you use it. And this song is a great example of that. G to E major happens twice. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Okay, a bar of each. And then we go G to an A major, sitting on the dock of the bay. And then finally G to E major, wasting time. So there's a real sophistication about this chord sequence, because we're not going for the standard chords which we have gone at previous levels of my beginner's course. We've got G to an A major, which when we start on a G doesn't really happen. We'd maybe go more for an A minor there, or an E minor. Every chord in this song is going to be major, which just does make it sound very sophisticated, as I say, and a little bit jazz. So let's do your verse and your chorus straight through as it's written on the chord sheet, strumming once every beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, on your downstrokes, nice and slow to begin with. Show me the magic. In, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, B7, tricky change to a C major. C, 2, 3, then an A. Okay, all of that one more time. 3, 4, G, 2, 3, B7, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 2 to an A major. And now we're on to a chorus, okay? So G, G to an E major, 3, 4, E, 2. That one more time. G, and an E major, 3, G to A, G, 2, 3, A major, A, wasting time, G to an E. And that is the end. That takes us up to intro, verse, chorus on your beginner's course, okay? On your chord sheet, sorry. And then we go back to do your verse and your chorus one more time. Exactly the same from a rhythm guitar point of view, from your chords point of view. So that repeats exactly the same. So let's have a try, nice and slowly, at doing this strumming pattern, just to at least show you what it would sound like when you get the chords under your fingers and you have this chord sequence kind of memorized a little bit. Would be a very good idea. This should sound like down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. So we do have, because of this strumming pattern, we have kind of a pause before and after each chord change to allow you to get your bearings a little bit. But it's not an easy strumming pattern or chord change to put together. They're two hard things and we're trying to do them at the same time. As I say, if you're really struggling, check out a previous video, check out something a little bit easier for you, a little bit more chilled. But this one, for anyone that still wants to do it, we're going to go for the hard way of doing it now. We're going to go for the proper way to the record, still a little slow. Verse and a chorus with down, down, up, down for each chord. From the verse through to a chorus, from your G chord, in, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, B7, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, A, down, down, G, that line again, B7, C, and A, chorus, 2 and 3 and 4, E, 2 and 3 and 4, G, and an E, 2 and 3 and 4, G, 2 and 2 and A, wasting, G, 2 and 3 and 4, E, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so if you got to the end of that, that's some really good playing. As I say, that's about a grade 2 song. The next section we have done intro, verse, chorus again, which lasts about 2 minutes, a minute and a half, something like that. The next section we're going to have is a middle 8, and this is a really typical pop song structure where we have more than one section in a song. When we have a lot of sections, this is what it tends to do. Your middle 8 tends to last 8 bars, which is why it's called 8, and it tends to be a roundabout in the middle of the song. However, it doesn't have to last 8 bars. It could be an instrumental. In this case, it's kind of another verse. It could be a breakdown. It could get louder. But the kind of purpose of your middle 8 section is just to make the song last a little bit longer. Pop songs tend to have to be 3.5 to 4 minutes long because that's the average attention span of humans. So when we put a song on, that's how long we tend to want it to last for. But when it gets really, really repetitive, we just need another section there and then hit us with the last verse and chorus after your middle 8. So this is our middle 8 section, and it's the return of G, D, and C. And that's going to happen 3 times. This is for the section. Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. Happens 3 times, and yes, it's exactly the same chord sequence as Knocking on Heaven's Door, Rise by Gabrielle. And a few other songs have those same chords, maybe on in the same order, but just for a slightly different length of time. But as I say, that's the most common chord sequence in the world, and even in this sophisticated song, there it is. So G, D, C, 2 strums of a G, 2 strums of a D, and then a whole bar of C, so that's where we're going to do down, down, up, down, up, down. I wouldn't do the down, down, up, down over G, G, D, D, because that's a lot of chords in one bar. So this is the first time I've had just 2 beats of G, 2 beats of D. So I wouldn't do it for that section. Just do it on the 1 bar where it's on its own. A really good tip, that, when we have some chords lasting different lengths of time to others. So that needs to happen 3 times. Let's give that a go together. 3, 4. G, G, D, D, down, down, up, down, up, down. G, D, down, down, up, down, up, down. One more time. Down, down, up, down, up, down. You could use there, we'll pause it there. You could use your Noel Gallagher method if that's the way that you really like to play a C or you need help with it. But at this sort of level, grade 2, we need you to be able to have the dexterity of your fingers to be able to do these proper chords and not over rely on the big G and big C style or the Noel Gallagher style. I really recommend that you try it with these proper chords just to prove that you can do it. And also, the final part of your middle 8 is an F major 7, which we did in the 4 chord songs videos of previously. We have an F like this, F like a C, as I nickname it. This is your C chord. There's our F chord. It's just your middle finger 1 string down and your 3rd finger 1 string down from a C. Slightly easier way to play an F, but this is the proper F for the song. For 1 bar. And then your D major chord for 1 bar. And that's your middle 8 over with. We're back to another verse and a chorus, and that's the end of your song. So just a brief recap on that middle 8. G, D, C 3 times, and then an F and D. Then you would be back to a verse. 2,000 miles I've roamed. And you do your verse as written on the chord sheet, and then a chorus written to a chord sheet. And that's the whole thing. If you like, you can play along to me. I'm going to do it from the middle 8. We'll do middle 8 verse chorus, and then that's the end of your song. Or even better, play along to the record. Really advise with any of the songs that you have in your repertoire, you play along to the record. And you should have a 10-song repertoire that kind of updates as your guitar playing progresses as you learn more songs. So, from the middle 8, from a G chord, G, D, C, in 2, 3, 4. Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do. F chord. So I guess I'll remain the same. Verse. Sitting here resting my bones, but my loneliness won't leave me alone. Verse again. 2,000 miles I've roamed just to make this dock my home. Chorus. Sitting on the E major, watching the tide roll away. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Beautiful. Okie dokie. So we'll leave it there. Try and play it along to the record. Please check out the other songs at this stage or on my website, andyguitar.uk. Please subscribe if you like what I do, and hopefully I'll see you again in one of my other 3 free beginners videos.